February is shaping up to be a very solid month for game releases, one of the most anticipated PlayStation exclusives this year, Halo, and more. Let's get right into this. Number 10, Deformers. Deformers is a third-person arena combat game being developed by Ready at Dawn Studios, where you play as aliens, animals, and blobs, and you battle across various locales. It's a very zany game, but as a downloadable title, I could see this one gaining some type of traction. And it's got a decent studio behind it, so hopefully it turns out well. It releases on February 14th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Number 9, LEGO Worlds. LEGO Worlds is a LEGO sandbox game that allows you to build constructions in a 3D procedurally generated world. The game seems to have a lot of depth, there's a variety of different vehicles and customization options, and of course multiplayer and world sharing are also going to be featured. LEGO Worlds releases on February 24th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 8, Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. Berserk is one of the most iconic manga of all time, and now we're getting a Musou-style game from Tecmo Koei. For those of you that don't know, these games are essentially hack and slashers where you fight hordes upon hordes of enemies. Dynasty Warriors is the most popular, and while they do get a bit redundant, the fact we have one in the Berserk universe is a nice change of pace. The game releases on February 21st for PS4 and PC. Number 7, Ys Origin. Ys Origin is coming to PS4 and PS Vita next month. This is the prequel to the Ys franchise, and Ys has been one of the staple JRPG series in Japan. It hasn't gained a gigantic following in the States, but they are solid JRPGs with good gameplay. The game originally released in Japan all the way back in 2006, it came stateside in 2012, and now it hits the PS4 and Vita. For fans of JRPGs, I'd keep this one on your radar as it releases on February 21st. Number 6, Sniper Elite 4. The next entry in the Sniper Elite franchise is coming with Sniper Elite 4, which is a direct sequel to the third game. Once again, it's a third-person tactical shooter with stealth elements, and one of the main goals in the development of this game was to improve the artificial intelligence with enemies reacting more naturally. Maps in the game are also larger, allowing for much more freedom and open-ended gameplay. Sniper Elite 4 releases on February 14th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Make it all the way to the center of the bridge. You have to
believe in
climb
you,
down
Robbie.
and place the
I see a red barrel.
charge.
I see a red barrel, Robbie. You should be okay.
Yeah, red is a good visual code we've got in the game for if it's red.
Totally.
It's likely to blow up or be a weak point or otherwise.
Oh, but they got a sniper over there, huh?
Yeah, they do. Oh, it looks like he's changing position though. Wow. Okay,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, using a little bit more of our new traversal ability, sneaking around the back. Oh, you can see they just lost sight of him. So they think he's just over there. If he hops back over now, looks like he's got the drop on them.
Oh, man.
And there he goes, planting a trap. So if anyone tries to follow us.
Number 5, Torment Tides of Numenera. Torment's Tides of Numenera is a spiritual successor to the 1999 game Planescape's Torment. The game was funded through Kickstarter with over $4 million raised, making it set the record at that time. The game is very story-driven, with it featuring a rich and personal narrative and complex character interaction with a dialogue tree. Gamers are usually wary of Kickstarter games after Mighty No. 9, but don't forget we've had games such as Divinity Original Sin as well, and hopefully this falls in line with the latter when it releases on February 28th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
The world is inhabited by curious creatures. You will meet people with living tattoos, trans-dimensional alter egos, and even visitors from other universes. This world is diverse and full of marvels, but at the same time, divided and dangerous. The many races and cults all have their own needs and ambitions, which often lead to brutal conflicts. travel to a large city like...
Number 4, Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars was one of the surprisingly great games of last generation. Few thought that an RTS would truly work on console controls, but that game found a balance. Now, 8 years later, we are finally getting a sequel, Halo Wars 2, and this time the game is being developed by Creative Assembly, the guys behind Total War, so you know that's only gonna help the game's quality, especially because it's gonna be on PC too. The game takes place shortly after Halo 5, and hopefully with this release, Halo Wars becomes a standard fixture to the Xbox's library. It releases on February 21st for Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs.
It's all about playing the right card at the right time. At the end of the match, you're wielding these large forces with all sorts of different powers and abilities.
And start bringing out bigger guns, marauders, blisterbacks.
Even if you're a really seasoned vet, it's such a different way to play an RTS.
Building a deck is going to be heavily influenced by the leader that you choose going in.
You'll have a number of cards that are unique to that leader.
Trying to differentiate each leader to make them feel like they have a unique purpose and a unique play style.
I tend to be a little more aggressive when I play, so I will lead towards like an Atriox or a Decimus.
Number 3, For Honor. For Honor is the latest new IP from Ubisoft, and this one is very different. It's an online multiplayer-focused hack-and-slash game where you take on the role of historical soldiers such as medieval knights, samurais, and Vikings. Visually, the game is very impressive, and the combat seems to have an emphasis on realism with the weapons having weight to them. And while the game is definitely geared for multiplayer, Ubisoft has stated that there will be a traditional single-player campaign as well. For Honor releases on February 14th.
Swords are as lethal, simple, and ancient design. And a leader who does not lead the charge is no leader at all. They are called warlords, a name that has earned another ancient tradition. To become a warlord means service to all who need it for life. They are the shield of our people. And they will not.
Number 2, Neo. Neo is an action RPG being developed by Team Ninja, and the game actually began development all the way back in 2004. It went missing for a while, but it was re-revealed at the Tokyo Game Show in 2015, and instantly comparisons were drawn to Dark Souls. That's definitely not a bad thing. Dark Souls with an Onimusha flavor sounds like something gamers would get behind. And interestingly enough, Neo will be one of the few console games that offer various settings to adjust things such as the resolution, frame rate, and visuals. Those will be improved if you're on the PS4 Pro. That's something I'd like to see from more console titles. Neo releases on February 7th exclusively for the PS4. Finally, number 1, Horizon Zero Dawn. When you talk about upcoming games that are technically impressive, Horizon Zero Dawn has to be among the top. And that's to be expected. The game is being developed by Guerrilla Games, who are known for technical brilliance with their work on the Killzone games. Horizon is a vastly different game, being an open-world action-adventure game set in a world dominated by mech-like creatures. It's a very interesting premise, and chances are this will develop into one of Sony's top franchises. The gameplay also has some depth to it, where you take the parts of the creatures and use it in combat. Horizon Zero Dawn is the biggest PS4 exclusive since Uncharted 4. It released on February 28th.
Gotta move.
So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 games coming in February 2017. What do you think? Which games are you the most excited for next month? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.